Another wild day at Chelsea Football Club. Another wild day in social media. It's not even about football anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It's just about how much can you attack Chelsea on a minutes basis, not even on a daily, like every minute. Pundits, do you know what I mean? Journalists, they're all getting found out. And we're meant to be talking about the Lille game, but it's mad. It's mad.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a Chelsea news blitz. We're going to go through a whole heap of stuff. Madness that's going on in social media. I don't even know where to start. So many people to talk about. I have no idea where do I even go in from. But we'll try and do our best, and then we'll wrap things up with the Lille game. This was meant to be a preview for the Lille game, but it's quite mad. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll start off with Mr. Jamie Carragher. Someone we haven't talked about in this particular channel who's done a bit of a madness in the last 24 to 48 hours. He's come out and apologized, but I don't buy that apology one bit. It was just off the back of someone tweeting, and then he apologized saying, I got a bit emotional. Jamie Carragher, since all of this fiasco started happening for Chelsea Football Club in terms of sanctions and whatnot, and mind you, let me just remind you guys, it was all for the goodwill of the war against Ukraine. That's why all of this is happening. All these sanctions can't. At the end of the day, it's got nothing to do with the war. It's just pure attack on Chelsea. But nonetheless, Mr. Jamie Carragher, he was very upset and whatnot, and he let out his anger, and he really showcased his hatred for Chelsea Football Club, which, mind you, once again, has nothing to do with all of his statements in the last 24 to 4, has nothing to do with Ukraine and the war, but it's mad. Let me just read through what he just said recently. Jamie Carragher, Chelsea have been doing it for 20 years. We can throw our money about and we can get who we want. We'll go and get Peter Kenyon, Man United CEO. We'll go to Liverpool and destabilize that club for 2 summers, trying to sign Steven Gerrard. We'll get Ashley Cole, invincible, won everything at Arsenal. We'll get caught tapping up, doesn't matter. We'll pay the fine. They win the Youth Cup every year, Chelsea, or they get in the final, not because they've got the best coaches or the best academy, because they've gone and taken the best players from every club within the country and relocate the family and give the dad a scouting job. So Chelsea Football Club have taken advantage of every other club in the last 20 years because of Roman Abramovich. Talk about how salty and how you can tell the hatred deep within. Ladies and gentlemen, Roman came in a particular era where Man United and Arsenal were dominating football, dominating Premier League. There was no one that was coming up close to them. Ask Liverpool, ask this particular person, Jamie Carragher. Liverpool were in the mud for almost 30 years. Roman had to come in and had to disrupt that. Or else Man United was running away. They would have just kept on winning and winning. The amount of money that they had, and also Arsenal at that stage, they were lucrative clubs. They still are. But Roman had to come in and disrupt. How do you disrupt powerhouses? You have to use money. You have to use money. Or else it was always a two-horse race. We had to go and get the best. We weren't going to wait around for 10, 15 years to, slowly let all the sustainability talk come into play. We had to go in and disrupt these two. And Jamie, how would have Jamie done? Jamie would have done the same thing had he had the opportunity to do that. If Liverpool at that stage was bought by an owner, I'm sure Jamie wouldn't have complained about any of this. Have some common sense, Jamie, man. And you're talking about the youth and saying that we go out there and collect the best. So many of the Chelsea players, have a look at what Chelsea youth account has posted out. That is not true. A lot of the Chelsea youth academy players come within the area. Yeah, sure, we go out and we scout as well. That's the nature of the business. You scout for the best kids to come and join your academy. What's wrong with that? It's mad. It's mad. This is what I tweeted out a moment ago, which is absolutely flying at the moment. Jamie Carragher's Ukraine war resolution plan. Thomas Tuchel to United, I haven't forgot that either. He also advised, said in Sky Sports that Man United should be going after Thomas Tuchel now. I mean, in the midst of all of this apparently happening because of the Ukraine war, this is your resolution? Start saying rubbish like, oh, Man United should be going after Thomas Tuchel now. During this time, when a sanction is happening because our owner is supposedly linked with the Ukraine war. Then he goes on to say, abolish the Chelsea Youth Academy. Well, that's pretty much what he was talking about, the Youth Academy. And then he's unnecessarily fighting against, Chelsea fans. Not just in social media, he was found spitting at some young girl as well. This is his Ukraine war resolution plan, ladies and gentlemen. He just took this opportunity of these sanctions on Chelsea and just unleashed his hatred. It's mad. It really is mad. He just showcased what an imbecile of a pundit he is. He really is. I gave him some credit, but after this debacle, wow, I've lost all respect. This, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't a great news from Chelsea. Chelsea, a few hours ago, put a request that the FA Cup be a closed game because none of our fans can go in and we couldn't find a resolution with the government in terms of ticket sales and whatnot. Look, I definitely don't agree with that. Why should Middlesbrough be hurt from the situation? But in terms of the context, Chelsea are getting suffocated. Every person, media outlet, pundits, government are against it, and Chelsea just felt cornered. And I suppose a moment of madness happened where they've requested for Middlesbrough game to be in closed door. I don't agree with that, but I can understand that this club is suffering, man. They're in a volatile state. We're in a volatile state. But the good news is we've taken the request off. And this is the statement that happened not that long ago. The FA has issued the following statement. We are grateful for the FA's continuing efforts to help us find a solution. So we've taken that request off, which is the right thing to do. On the back of that, Middlesbrough chairman, Chelsea and sporting integrity do not belong in the same sentence. Abramovich has been kicked out of football and Bruce Buck should be kicked out of football too. I mean, the hatred just continues. I understand Middlesbrough chairman being upset of our request, but to say stuff like this, that's not professional. Two wrongs don't make a right. You got to understand what we've been going through. And for you to just come out and blabber your mouth like that, just calm down, man. We know we did something wrong. And eventually enough, we took the request off. But for you to say this, was this necessary? Was this necessary? Quite an incredible statement. It doesn't fill you with confidence that this relationship between Chelsea's top leaders, Raine Group, on behalf of Abramovich and UK government is working well. Alex Wickham, this is straight from the UK government. Senior source, government source, has said, we are working around the clock to enable Chelsea to continue operating as a club in the interest of the fans. This statement threatening Middlesbrough and the rest of the Football League shows they do not seem to understand the seriousness of the situation they're in. Being owned by the entity that has been sanctioned because of a link to a person responsible for appalling acts in Ukraine, we are not opposed to Chelsea having fans at games in the long run, but we will not allow money from ticket sales to flow to a sanctioned entity. Chelsea should spend less time worrying about having a few thousands of fans at one game and focus on moving their club into hands of someone who isn't linked to a warmonger. So many things in this statement is so strange, ladies and gentlemen. So many things. Threatening Middlesbrough and the rest of the footballing league. How are we threatening less of the footballing league? We've taken that away anyway. I know this statement came before that. I get that. But they should once again understand you're the one who's put us in this mess. You've sanctioned a football club. Why? You've got issues with Roman. Why are you hurting the fans, the millions of fans? What did we do? And you talk about we're not opposed to Chelsea having fans in the long run, but we will not allow money from ticket sales to flow into the sanction. I mean, we don't make a profit, my man. None of the money goes to Roman anyway. The money goes into running the football club, your own people, to pay for your own citizens, pay for the players, pay for the staff, to give the betterment of the football club, which is part of your society. None of it goes to Roman. Appalling acts in Ukraine. What are you doing? You're talking about Roman's appalling acts on Ukraine. What are you doing, UK government? How much help have you provided Ukraine? It's mad. It's mad. And you talk about a particular owner linked, a particular club linked to a warmonger over here. Is that what you said to the Newcastle owners, Bin Salman? Look at what they're doing in Yemen. The contradiction is mad. The contradiction is mad. New, the UA explains why they have sanctioned Roman Abramovich, saying he had privileged access to President Vladimir Putin. This is what's been written up. Roman Abramovich, Russian owner, oligarch close to Vladimir Putin, a major shareholder of Evraz, former governor of Chukotka. Reasons. Roman Abramovich is a Russian oligarch who has long and close ties to Vladimir Putin. He has had privileged access to the president and he's maintained very good relation with him. This connection with the Russian leader helped him to maintain his considerable wealth. He's a major shareholder of the steel group Evraz, which is one of Russia's largest taxpayers. He has therefore been benefiting from Russian decision makers responsible for the annexation of Crimea or the destabilization of Ukraine. He is also one of the leading Russian business persons involved in economic sectors, providing a substantial source of revenue to the government of the Russian Federation, which is responsible for the annexation of Crimea and the destabilization of Ukraine. Look, I said this a while back, that I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Roman is somewhat not connected. You have to be. Taxpayer, steel industry, oil being such an important commodity to an economy. But if we're looking at the source of income, we should be looking at the source of income of every owner out there. As I've already said, the Newcastle owners, look at their source of income. Look at anyone's source of income. Do you think the Liverpool, their owners' source of income is all clean? Do you think the Man United's owners, their source of income is all clean? Why are we just stopping here? Why are we checking up everywhere? Why is it only liable to us? Something to think about, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is a complete attack on Chelsea Football Club. Once again, everything that Roman does outside, what's it got to do with Chelsea? It's mad. You can say, oh, but it's the money. Well, then, once again, the source of income. If you're going to sit here and then say, oh, but it's the money that's entering Chelsea, that money is black money. I have a look at all the other owners and their money. Let me know how clean their money is. Ben Ramsey asked if welcomed the... So this is off the back of, I think, the UK government being asked about the Saudi takeover of Newcastle. Asked if he welcomed the Saudi takeover in Newcastle, not linked to the state apparently. Huddlestone begins his answer. Saudi Arabia is an important partner of the UK. I mean, it's mad. It's mad. Look, this is why I want to stay away from politics. That's why I've been asking. I would love Chelsea to be owned by this new Saudi media group, because I don't want to dig deep into where the source of income is coming from. For me, football. Because if that's what I'm going to do, then it's a long day, because no owner would be fit. So if the UK government is saying that the Saudis are fit, that's contradictory, talking about how they've been talking in regards to Roman. Because believe me, Saudis are not fit. But I want to stay away from that. And I don't want to involve all of that. That's why, for Chelsea Football Club, I would love to see Saudi owners next up. Exclusive. UK government will not decide who buys Chelsea. Raine Group, who are acting on behalf of Roman Abramovich, will choose the preferred bidder after the Friday deadline. This is great news. Hopefully now we don't get influenced by the government to go for someone like Todd Bowley or Nick Candy. Got to do a video on those people as well, and some of the journalists who are acting so mad, like Matt Law and Jacob Steinberg, but that's for another day. But hopefully now this will give a green light to the Saudi media group, and this ownership situation just get resolved ASAP. Chelsea are repaying the faith that Carragher have shown the club by sending 3-star players, Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, Jorginho, to shoot an advert for the company. This is great news. I mean, they've stuck by us. We should be sticking by them. I'm all up for this. It's the one particular sponsorship that's trying to keep things real with us, I suppose. Tuchel on injuries now. Let's talk about the match. I mean, it's been mad, ladies and gentlemen, all the news that's been floating around. Tuchel on injuries. Marcus is ready to start. Aspie is ready to start. We will try to have them later in the training, James and Hudson-Odoi, but we will be hard. Tuchel says Chelsea are having a lot of extra meetings on how to operate with sanctions. It includes finding new plan on how to get to Middlesbrough when they would usually fly. Tuchel on Boris Johnson spokesperson telling Chelsea fans to stop chanting about Roman Abramovich. I don't know if this is the most important topic to discuss in Parliament. If this is what they discuss, then maybe we have to worry about their priorities. I mean, once again, Thomas Tuchel, take a bow, my man. This is what they're talking about in the Parliament, ladies and gentlemen. UK Parliament. What a joke. The agenda, one of the agenda is talking about Chelsea fans to stop chanting Roman. There's such bigger matters involved in the world, and we are talking about Chelsea fans should stop chanting Roman Abramovich in the UK government. And look at Roman's look at Tuchel's response. I don't know if this is the most important topic to discuss in the Parliament. If this is what they want to discuss, then maybe they need to worry about their priorities. It's just mad. Tuchel says the Middlesbrough game will be the first game impacted by Abramovich's sanctions. We have a framework to play in Lille with no excuses. It is difficult to arrange things in the best way possible for FA Cup, but we will deal with it. It's mad. It's mad. I'm also working on how to get to and from Middlesbrough, pretty much the toughest away fixture in England to land at this point. Some of these people, some of our players and staff probably have to find their own way to Middlesbrough. Kai Havertz, I'm happy about my form. I'm hungry for more. We have to focus on our matches, and that's all we can do. All other stuff, the club has to sort it out, and it's not about the players. Havertz on Chelsea's travel difficulties for Middlesbrough. I love this, what Havertz said. I would pay. If not, it's not a problem. For us to come to the game is the most important thing. There are a lot of harder things in the world than taking the bus to away games. I love this. I love this. I would pay. It's not a problem. This is when you see the characters of players coming through, ladies and gentlemen, during hard times. And Havertz not only has been carrying us in the football field, he's carrying us now outside of football field. He's come out publicly and said, I would pay. God damn it. There's no way of stopping me from being in that game. I will compete. I will pay. I love this. I love this. Kai Havertz, I love you, man. We all stand for peace, and it's tough at the moment. Of course, people ask us about we are public people, but I find it hard to answer these questions. Once again, people going after these players, people going after our football club, our coach, media. We're not the ones who started this war, man. We're not the ones who started this war. Stop attacking us. Reece James, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Bashir, Humphreys, Harvey Bell, and Dylan Williams were among those in training ahead of Chelsea's trip to Lille. It's great news. These players are available, doubtful for our Champions League game tomorrow, available. Azpilicueta, available. Alonso, doubtful. Obviously, these two, we knew they were going to be doubtful. Reece James and Callum Hudson-Odoi seems like still doubtful for the Achilles injury that he has. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the lineup. Let's zip through this. Mendy will be my goalkeeper for Lille. Rudiger. Silva missed out on our previous game against Newcastle. So I'd bring Silva in. In the RCB, I'll have under restrictions. I think Chalobah just needs to chill out for a little bit. I haven't given up hope on Chalobah, but he just needs to relax a little bit. He's gone a bit mental lately. Alonso, since he's fit, I need him back. I need him. It's crazy, but I need him back. Aspie, he's fit. I need him back as well. These guys should be fit enough to play because it hasn't been that long ago that they played. So they should be ready to go. In the middle, Kovacic didn't start against Newcastle. I'm going to have him. Kante play as well. I like that combination. As great as that assist was from Jorginho, I want Kovacic and Kante to cover the ground. I think Lille's going to come and press. It's going to be a perfect scenario for Kovacic and Kante to break them up and then drive through midfield. I need that. Christian Pulisic needs to start for me. He came off the bench. I would like him to start. Don't want to see Timo Werner. Havertz up front to continue on. He's the one who's carrying us. Goals, assists, a lot. And this one's a tough one. Mason Mount obviously has been playing more than Hakim Ziyech. I would prefer Hakim Ziyech. But obviously, he's just come back from injury and he's just got to keep, build up his form again. But the way to build up your form is to play. Look, I would start Ziyech because I don't think Mount has been that good. Besides that Norwich game, Mount hasn't been good, but I'll just have Mount in the background just in case he starts. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my lineup. Mendy, Rudiger, Silva, Christensen, Alonso, Kovacic, Kante, Azpilicueta, Pulisic, Ziyech, Havertz to start. I think this will be strong enough. We're leading 2-0. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm thinking we're going to still see a little through. We'll keep a clean sheet again. Maybe get a 1-0, 2-0 victory again. They're going to come at us, which will open them up. And that's the kind of football we love. Counter-attacking football kind of plays in our hand. Yeah, 1-0, 2-0, I'm predicting. Hopefully we get that victory. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about the news that we've gone through. It's mad. Jamie Carragher, UK government, all the stuff that's been happening around our ownership. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, and let me know your thoughts about the lineup for the Champions League game that's coming up against Lille. And let me know what your score prediction is. Until next time, everyone, smash the like button, subscribe if you're here for the first time, and hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content because there's a lot of content coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Lots coming up. See ya.